In this spine video, we're tackling segmentation in 3 different ways. All you'll need is a block. Start on your back. Walk your heels in towards your glutes. And we'll begin to warm up with some bridge segmentation. Exhale, press the low back down into the mat. Really start to squeeze the core, tuck the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Now we roll up the spine, one vertebrae at a time. The hips lift, that low back flexes as much as possible. You'll feel the legs start to turn on as you slowly roll up the spine. Start to find the back of the ribs. Feel the spine right in between the shoulder blades. And then when the weight comes to rest on the shoulders, squeeze the glutes one more time. An option to find a little bit more lift through the chest, almost as if you're coming into a full bridge pose. Then exhale, push down through the heels. Find those vertebrae near the top of the spine, in between the top of the shoulders. And then we find in between the shoulder blades, keep the hips lifted, that tailbone tucks towards the ceiling. Roll down to the bottom of the shoulder blades. The spine that runs in between the ribs. Keep lowering slowly, flex through that low back. And then slowly bring the sacrum down to touch. Inhale, fill the belly with air. Exhale, release. Now, if you're moving faster than me, slow it down. If you're moving then slower than me, that's okay. We're going to keep this slow and controlled. Exhale, push that low back down once again. And then we push and peel. Find that lowest spot of your spine, that lowest point of contact, push it down, flex and peel. Flex, peel, flex, peel. We're just above that low back. We're rolling on those vertebrae between the ribs. At the bottom of the shoulder blades. In between the shoulders. Now you can stop, weight on the shoulders, or give yourself a little bit more lift, some more extension through that upper back, which also means more room to come down. And then exhale, push down through the heels, and we do up our spine against the mat like a piece of Velcro. One loop at a time. If the legs are burning, you and me both, we're in it all the way to the very end of this rep. I think pushing the spine back down. We're at the bottom of the ribs. Flex through the low back and belly button to spine. When the hips touch down, slowly let go of any grip through the legs. Big inhale in. Exhale for that final round. If you found any spots that were hard to connect to on our first 2 roll-ups, really slow it down as you travel through those once again for this last time. Exhale, push, flex. Get rid of any space between the low back and the mat. That'll start to lift the hips. And we push and peel, push and peel. Maybe this is your slowest rep yet. It also might be the hardest one. Last couple inches. When you eventually do find the top, take an inhale, start an exhale to flex yourself all the way back down. Low back is almost to the mat. Inhale, release it out. Draw those knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a squeeze side to side. Roll out that low back. Roll yourself up to a seat. We've done a lot of segmentation on the ground. Now we're going to give ourselves more room to flex and peel forwards and use the wall. So the wall acts like our mat. It gives us feedback about what our body's doing in space. But this time we're also going to build a lot more tension through the front because we're going to chase our block. You can sit yourself up also on a block so you have more height. Push your sacrum against the wall. Hips against the wall, open your legs wide. So now you have a runway. This is where we're going to peel forwards. Grab your block, place it in between the legs, push the heels into the mat, and then glue your spine to the wall. See if you can press your low back against the wall, the shoulder blades, the back of the head, back of the neck will lift. Totally normal. That's okay. Inhale into the back of the ribs. On your exhale, curl the chin down towards the chest. Flex down as much as you can. Now let the head grow heavy as you start to peel your upper back off the wall. Push and peel. Again, that Velcro-like idea, one vertebrae at a time. Push and peel. Now start to reach forwards for your block. And this will start to push away from us. So as we peel our spine off the wall, we're pushing our block forwards. We start to chase our block as we continue to peel and push. More like push and peel. Now you'll round through that upper back and notice how when your block gets further from you, this crunch will feel a little bit more intense. Now to keep rounding through our back, we push through our heels. We drive our hips into the wall as that block gets further and further away. You can hear the effort in my voice because this feels like a big, strong crunch. The front of the hips are also turning on. Now when you can't reach any further, take a pause. Inhale into the back of the ribs. Exhale as there's room to squeeze even a little bit more. Flex. Now it's time to come all the way back. So we hold on to our block and we drag it all the way back. Imagine your block is like 1,000 pounds. Now if 1,000 pounds feels unrealistic, imagine it's like 10. As we slowly roll ourselves up, find that low back against the wall once again. And each vertebrae, one at a time, till the shoulder blades start to find the wall. The back of the head starts to lift. And exhale, let it go. Whew. If that feels intense for the legs, shake them out. Yeah. We'll do 2 more rounds today. Lots of flexion. Bring those heels to the mat once again. And if you found that that felt really compressive and there wasn't much space to move, lift your hips up on top of a block. It'll help you get a little bit more squeeze, a little bit more range. We press the spine against the wall once again. Exhale, curl your chin down to your chest. It will not look pretty, and it's not supposed to. And we peel the vertebrae between the top of the shoulders, the shoulder blades, And as we start to peel forwards, that block now starts to move. So you can push the vertebrae in between the ribs to the wall. Lots of flexion here. Keep driving and sliding. Driving and sliding until you can't flex through your back anymore. Now that you've reached the end, inhale into the back of the ribs, big expansion. Exhale, squeeze one last time. Is there even millimeters more to push that block round through that upper back? Inhale, back of the ribs. Exhale, squeeze and push. And then on an inhale, we begin that roll up. We push through the heels and slowly glue the low back to the mat. Find those vertebrae. And we roll up out of the low back, the bottom of the ribs. Travel up the spine in between the ribs to the bottom of the shoulder blades. In between the shoulder blades. The top of the spine, the top of the shoulders. And there we go. Now we have one more repetition. If for some reason this is feeling too easy, if you have a weight at home, or if you can make this heavier, add some more resistance, either today or the next time. And then exhale, we curl. And then we start to peel and push that block all the way into flexion. This is like a long cat pose, longest cat pose of our entire life. If you've reached the bottom, wait for us because we're almost there. Keep driving through the heels. Push that block away. Inhale, back the ribs. Exhale, push it a couple more millimeters. Inhale wide. Exhale, squeeze through the front. Round through that upper back. A few more. Inhale wide. Last one. Exhale, one more big push. Big squeeze. Feel that compression through the core. And then hold on to that sensation for as long as you can as you roll all the way back up. So now this is like the longest crunch of our entire life. As we slowly bring the spine back to the wall. Bring that attention, your inside eyes along the spine. Moving slowly through the spots that are hardest to see, hardest to connect to. Take a nice big inhale when you reach the top. Exhale, shake out the legs. Now it's time to let's practice our segmentation without the wall in a tabletop, moving through some cat-cows. Same rules apply. We're trying to find vertebrae at a time. If that target is too small, think about your spine in 3 chunks, your low back, your middle of your back, your neck. And if that feels too easy, find something in between. Make those targets even a little bit smaller. Set up in your tabletop, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Press through the hands, straight arm the ground. Engage those inner thighs if there was a block in between, or put your block there. On your next inhale, find your low back. Start to lift the tailbone up towards the ceiling. We'll pull that low back into extension and then stop just below the ribs. Take an inhale, and then we travel up the spine into the vertebrae in between the ribs. Imagine you can pull your spine to your sternum as the heart begins to pull forwards. Then the chin starts to lift. We're in our cow pose, we're in extension. Big belly stretch. Now keep looking forwards as high as you can for as long as you can. Begin to tuck the tailbone. We try and round through that low back. And then through the middle of our back. Chin stays lifted until that very last moment. And then we press through the shoulder blades. Tuck the chin, come into flexion. Find that crunch of the core that feels probably very familiar, just like that wall segmentation. Now keep that crunch for as long as possible. Look for your toes. Begin to lift the tailbone up. And we start to extend through that low back. Push the ground away. Now, what's nice about this is we can see our belly move. So if it's hard to identify what's happening in the back, watch the front. Begin to pull the heart forwards. Keep the shoulders stacked over the wrists. And then it's time to finish that extension with the head. Find a stretch through the front. And then exhale, tailbone tucks. It's going to take us multiple rounds of breath to roll up the spine. So continue to breathe. For exhale, flexing a little bit more. Find that upper back. Tuck the chin. Look for your toes. Inhale. And then exhale to begin again. Engage those inner thighs. Keep pressing those shoulder blades apart as that low back starts to move. Then bring your awareness up the spine, one piece at a time. Draw the knees towards the wrists as the heart comes forwards, chin starts to lift. You can inhale at the top, exhale, last round of cat. See how slow can you go. Finishing off this brain puzzle. Embrace the shakes as they come. Big squeeze. Try to rip your mat apart as if you could send your knees back, your fingertips forwards. Maximum flexion here. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale it out. Wiggle it out. Grab your wrists. Give them a pull. Now that concludes all the segmentation work that we have today. If you want more spine mobility, be sure to follow our channel because we update it weekly.